Hello and welcome to another history video. Today we will be talking about the Punic Wars, a series of 3 conflicts between Rome and Carthage that shaped the destiny of the ancient world. Let's begin with some context about these rival cities. Rome was a powerful republic that dominated the Italian peninsula and had ambitions to expand its empire beyond the sea. Carthage, on the other hand, was an ancient Phoenician city on the North African coast that had become a commercial and naval power in the Mediterranean. The two cities had conflicting interests in Sicily, Spain, and other regions. The First Punic War started in 264 BC, when Rome was called to aid the Sicilian city of Messina, which was under attack by Carthage. Rome disliked Carthaginian presence on the island and saw an opportunity to conquer it. Carthage, resenting Roman ambitions in Sicily, sought to expel the invaders. The war lasted for 23 years and was primarily a naval conflict as both sides fought for control of the sea. Rome had an initial disadvantage as they lacked experience in naval battles, but they quickly learned to build and use warships with a device called the corvus, a boarding bridge that allowed Roman soldiers to board and fight on Carthaginian ships. After several decisive battles, such as the Battle of Mylae in 260 BC and the Battle of the Aegates Islands in 241 BC, Rome emerged victorious and forced Carthage to seek peace. Carthage had to pay a large war indemnity and cede Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica to Rome. This marked Rome's first province outside of Italy. The Second Punic War began in 218 BC, when the Carthaginian general Hannibal invaded Spain, which was under Roman influence. Hannibal was the son of Hamilcar Barca, a Carthaginian leader who had fought in the First Punic War and vowed revenge against Rome. Hannibal was a brilliant and daring commander who led an army of African, Iberian, and Gallic soldiers, along with war elephants. Hannibal crossed the Pyrenees and the Alps with his army and entered Italy from the north, surprising the Romans. He hoped to gain the support of Italian peoples who were dissatisfied with Roman rule, but most of Rome's allies remained loyal. Hannibal defeated the Romans in several famous battles, such as the Battle of Lake Trasimene in 217 BC and the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, where he used a brilliant double envelopment tactic to surround and massacre the Roman army. However, Hannibal failed to capture Rome or force its surrender. He remained trapped in Italy for over 15 years without receiving sufficient reinforcements or supplies from Carthage. The Romans adopted a strategy of avoiding direct confrontations with Hannibal and implementing a scorched earth policy to deprive him of resources. They also sent an army under the command of Scipio Africanus to attack Carthage in Africa and force Hannibal to return home. The war ended in 202 BC at the Battle of Zama, where Scipio defeated Hannibal in a decisive battle. Carthage had to accept humiliating peace conditions, which included losing all its possessions outside of Africa, paying a massive war indemnity, reducing its army and navy, and submitting to Roman authority. Rome emerged as the dominant power in the Mediterranean and the ancient world. The Third Punic War was the result of Roman resentment toward Carthage, which was still seen as a potential threat. Despite fulfilling the terms of the previous treaty, Carthage was attacked by its neighbor Numidia, a Roman ally. Carthage tried to defend itself, but this violated the clause that prohibited the city from waging war without Rome's permission. Rome seized this pretext to declare war on Carthage in 149 BC, demanding that the city surrender unconditionally and relocate inland, away from the sea. Carthage refused to accept these demands and prepared to resist the Roman siege. The war lasted for 3 years and was brutal and bloody. The Carthaginians fought desperately, utilizing all available resources, including women and children. In 146 BC, the Romans finally invaded and destroyed the city of Carthage, killing or enslaving its inhabitants. They set fire to the buildings and razed the walls. It is said that they even salted the earth to prevent anything from growing there again. Carthage was wiped off the map and never recovered. Rome annexed the entire North African region as its new province. The Punic Wars were a turning point in ancient history, as they determined the fate of 2 great civilizations and established Roman dominance over the Mediterranean world for centuries. They also showcased the spirit of resistance and determination on both sides, as well as the atrocities and sufferings of war. We hope you enjoyed this video about the Punic Wars. If you liked it, please leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more history videos. Thank you for watching, and until next time.